and welcome to Kingdoms of Amalur, the Re-Reckoning. Now this, of course, is a remaster of the original game, which was released on the Xbox 360, the PS3, and of course the PC, but they've remastered it and hence call it the Re-Reckoning instead of just the Reckoning, which was the original title. This game, it's only a few years old because, again, it only came out back on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And I've probably mentioned it before while playing other games. Let's go into the options real quick. Probably shouldn't make the HUD small because otherwise I won't notice it and I'll probably end up getting myself killed. Probably need to turn down the volume on the music at least. Probably about 50%. It doesn't tell you what percent it actually is, so... And there's no master volume that controls everything. Brightness... There's no thing that tells you this should be barely visible, you know, whatever the fuck. But anyways, this game has kind of a sad story. Not the actual story in the game, but the story behind the game itself. It was developed by a studio called 38 Studios. It was originally published under EA, which was one of the problems. Really, the problem, the game itself was good, and it had a lot of big-name talent behind it. Story written by R.A. Salvatore, who's a great, like, fantasy author. Let me see if I can... Yes. The guy's a best-selling author. He's written a lot of stuff. He's worked on a lot of big projects and things like that. Art design by the creator of the Spawn franchise, Todd McFarlane. And lead designer from the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, Ken Ralston. Which is why the combat in the game kicks so much ass. But yeah. So you've got these three big-name talents working on the game. The whole story with 38 Studios. It was founded by, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a former Major League Baseball player. His number when he played was 38, so that's why he named the studio that. He was really into video games, so he just figured after his baseball career was over that he would just do something with video games. And so he founded his own game studio, which ended up being 38 Studios. They had taken loans from the state government of... And now I can't even remember which state it was. It was one of the states in the United States. I can't remember which one. But they had taken all these loans... And even after the game was released, the marketing campaign for the game was not very good. It didn't get pushed very hard, and so a lot of people, it didn't get bought, it didn't sell enough to make back the money that they had spent on it. And so 38 Studios couldn't pay back the loans that they borrowed from the state government, and they ended up having to file for bankruptcy and all this other stuff. So the IP rights to the game were bought by THQ Nordic, who once again is showing up here on this channel. They have done a bunch of great things, and I really have to give them a nice little round of applause because, again, they've been saving some of these cool intellectual properties and bringing them back, and I really appreciate it. You know, they did the Darksiders games, which was originally the Darksiders games were published by the original THQ. But yeah, they bring back this one. Hold is fine. Camera sensitivity is probably fine. Camera smoothing, auto follow, yeah, obviously. Focus. They have added some more options to the game since they've modernized it and upgraded the graphics a bit. But yeah, so the unfortunate tale behind the game itself and the studio who developed it. Yeah, really kind of unfortunate. They made a good game. Really good. This is a really good RPG. A lot of good ideas in it. Some also not so good ideas, because you can't jump, which kind of sucks. Although it's kind of you can, but you can't. There's certain spots where you can jump down from a ledge, but that's only in certain spots. And it's like, not a quick time event, but you have to go to it, and there's a button prompt that comes up and says, press whatever to jump down. So it's very... you can only do it in certain spots. You can't just jump whenever you want, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, it's not so bad. The game is still really good. The combat is fantastic. It's real-time action. It's not turn-based or anything like that. There's no party. Like, you don't have to control separate characters. It's just one character. You are the lone hero. There's a couple of quests where, like, one or more people might accompany you, but they're completely independent. They work on their own. They do their own thing. You might have to protect people sometimes, but it's really not that hard. This is a great RPG with a lot of great ideas. The one thing that I think I have mentioned before that I really appreciate about this game is the crafting system. Crafting weapons and armor. It's very detailed, or at least it's a lot more detailed than it is in just about any other RPG you'll be able to find. And I really wish more RPGs, especially MMORPGs, would use a similar system, if not improve on it even more, because I can picture a system that's even more detailed than what this game already has. But either way, let's get into it here. And we're going to go for the easy mode because I don't really care to be challenged. I just want to show you guys the game. I've never actually finished it myself. So, and I've played it, I actually still have the original Xbox 360 version of the game. I still need to take that over to GameStop and trade it in. Let's see, here's the box. The original, it's kind of hard to read the Kingdoms of Amalur part, and it's backwards. But there's that. That's the Xbox 360 version. And then I have the new PS4 version, which is this one here. As you can see there, it's all backwards and everything. And another good thing that they have done with the re-release, let's see, all of the DLC that was available for the original game is already included in this package. So if you buy the game, you get all the DLC from the original version. And I believe that also includes pre-order bonuses and things like that. There was since this was published by EA, there was kind of a tie-in with the Mass Effect series. There was a set of armor that you could get that was kind of based on Shepard's N7 or whatever armor or outfit that he wore in the Mass Effect series. We'll probably get that fairly quickly because I believe that there's... once we get through the tutorial area, the first little prologue. I think it's called a prologue. The first little part of the gameplay and story, we get to our first little kind of hub town, and there's a special chest that we can open and get all these bonus items and things. But yeah, go for casual. And there's an opening cutscene. Hopefully I'm not going to get any copyright shit for showing the cutscene. Oh. Skip past the... Yeah, the other thing that I really like is the story, and especially the story about your character.
From the beginning, we were wrong. And only now, well into the second decade of the conflict, have we begun to understand the mistakes we have made. We lived in harmony among the Fae, in a world awakened to new magic. Perhaps we should have foreseen what might be born on this rising tide. What force might awaken. A force powerful enough to twist even the eternal and immutable Fae folk.
Oh.
But Gadflow, the new king of the Winter Court, surprised us all. Singular among his people, he was all that other Fae were not. Aggressive, ambitious, visionary. He had power like none we had ever seen, terrible and deadly. Gadflow and his followers, the Tuatha Deon, believed that a new god was to be born in the east, beneath Gadflow's crystalline fortress of Amathen. In the name of that god, they marched to war against the young races of Amalur. Against a mortal army, no matter the power of their god, we might have been victorious. But the Fae are creatures of magic, not bound by the laws of life and death. Each Tuatha fallen on the battlefield would soon rise again, for the Fae do not know death as we do. How could we stand against such a force? For 10 years the war raged. For 10 years the armies of men and Alpha fought and died. But as our numbers dwindled, we knew that it was only a matter of time. Our fate had been written. At least, that is what we believed. Until you died.
Yeah. So basically, our character was a soldier in this war between all the races, the Kingdoms of Amalur, and this other race of Fae creatures, which are basically like the elves. And he's like an evil elf. Fae, whatever. So it's kind of similar to the Minecraft dungeons that I was playing last time, is that there's one guy who was cast out, and he's a giant prick, so he's going to seek his vengeance for being outcasted and exiled and shit like that.
What do you think this one is then? Alpha? Garan? Could even be a Jotun? Always a
And there's a
surprise,
couple of
eh,
dwarf
Garan?
guys here,
Eyes on the
or
job, boy.
maybe they're gnomes, I'm
Don't
not
matter
sure.
what it is. Dead's dead. And be thankful for that. All we've seen.
Yeah,
Go on
so
and
your
pull
character
that sheep.
was a soldier
It'll need to
until
be
you
in our
were
report,
killed.
one way or the other.
And you might be wondering, well, you were killed, what does it matter? Like, how did you come back? Well, right, so here's where we get to pick our character stuff. We have the Almain. I think are supposed to be mostly like human, I guess. You have Varani, which are kind of like the Nords in like Skyrim. Pale skin, fair hair, mostly coming from the high seas. They have backgrounds as sailors and pirates and things like that. Mercenaries. The Josalfar, who also look like elves. Blue skin, pointy ears. Proud and ancient people from the frozen lands of the north. judge themselves fit to divine right from wrong under wind, sun, and sky, and meet an even-handed justice. And the Dockelfar, also elves, but they're more greenish of skin, renowned as sophisticated students of magic and diplomacy. While they do not shy away from conflict, they prefer to resolve disputes subtly and with grace, or efficiently in silence. So more like the sneaky, rogue, assassin kind of characters. And these ones are more like mages, you know, spellcasters. And of course you can switch between male or female, or switch, but you can be either male or female. Oh. Well, that one's kind of sexy. We'll meet somebody who looks kind of like her. Probably not too long from now. Anyways, we're going to be an Almain, since I think that is the normal, like, human kind of equivalent in this game. And we do have, there's going to be some more character customization stuff. I'll probably be able to change skin tone and face and hair and stuff like that. Okay, we get to pick our patron or our god, like the deity that we worship. The fire god gives you resistance to fire damage and also gives you bonus fire damage. Wisdom gives you extra mana. War gives you extra physical damage and armor. Order gives you extra health and mana. Mitharu, yes. Yeah. Justice gives you extra health, more than the other one, the god of justice. And none. Beholden to no god, your self-sufficiency yields its own rewards. You get extra experience, but it's only 1%, so it's really not that great. I think I'd kind of rather go with war and get the extra damage and armor, because that'll probably be the most helpful. Having extra health and mana, you do gain health and mana as you level up. And there's other things I think that you can level up. There might even be items that you can use that will actually increase your maximum health and armor, or mana. So, yes, presets. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fucking... It's the Vaudevillains! He's got that kind of twirly mustache. I think I'll be able to customize it a little bit, so... Yes. Skin tone. That should be good. Eye color is kind of hard to see because you can't zoom in, and it doesn't tell you what it is. So it is kind of a pain in the ass. It's kind of hard to see any of this shit because the beard is in the way, but... I'm going to have to lean in here pretty far to see this guy's eyes so I can tell. Those look kind of a bluish or maybe green. So do those. And those, that's red. And that's like gray or gold maybe. Like silvery. Gonna have to do something here. I cannot tell which one's blue and which one's green. I had to turn on this extra light to give me some little bit better light so I can see. I think these ones here are the blue ones. Either way, I don't think it really matters. The face, I don't know. There's not too many faces to pick from. We'll just stick with the first one. Hair color is going to be black. Facial hair. I don't know if I even want any facial hair, although the one I'm on is not bad, but it's a little... See, I'd rather have the chin part of that, but not the mustache. Which is another thing that was kind of lacking in the game, is they didn't really have a whole lot of choices as far as hairstyle and facial hair and things like that. Eyebrow color. Yeah. This hair, or this black color, makes it look more like gray than black. Is there maybe another black on the other end? There is. Okay. So it actually needs to be all the way down there. And then the stubble color. Also all the way black. Okay. Now hairstyle. Was it that one? Because I kind of see myself with like longer hair. Although the part in the middle, I'm not sure if I would want that one. Then he's got like a samurai style ponytail kind of thing. The Caesar fucking mohawk. Another, that one's a little bit more samurai style. That one's actually a lot closer to my normal hairstyle. Because I kind of have a little bit of the widow's peak with the slicked back and... That face is a little bit better. Ah, yes, now I can see it more clearly. That's blue, and that's green? Am I wrong here? Can any of you guys tell which one's blue and which one's green? I really wish. Actually, that one there looks a little bit more blue. Oh yeah, that would have been the other one. I can't tell. Okay. Accessories. Jewelry, we're going to get rid of the jewelry because we don't need ear piercings, we don't need nose piercings, we don't need eyebrow piercings. And God, most of those just look terrible. And then there's facial tattoos, which I don't really care for, although there are actually a couple of decent ones. That one's okay, and I think that's the one I normally go with. Or maybe it's that one that I normally go with. Because you can make it purple. Ah. Fuck, with him looking like this, he kind of looks like a Native American. The stubble, the clothes kind of look like that. The hairdo, the color of the hair. Well, yeah. Okay, so that should be good.
A human. And not in bad shape. I'll mean by the look of him. You know how you can tell? Turn him over. See if there's a stick in his arse. All right then. Make sure it goes into the report.
Stop looking at the camera, Baldy.
You know he'll want all the details.
Amazing
Just
how
looking
well
at
the
it.
body held up. Better than I've seen.
I'm just glad it's not moving.
What can I say? I take
Must
care
have been
of
born
myself.
under a lucky star, this one.
Can't
Anything
even
else
say
we
that
need?
sentence with a straight face.
Unless you'd like to name him, I think we're done. Put
Well,
him with
I'll
the
name
others.
him, thank you very much. That's my job. Elrid? No thanks. I prefer... same name I always use. See, once again, I really wish that these RPGs would make sure that they differentiate between your first name and your last name. That way, you know, people can just use your first name and not have the whole name. I mean, sure, putting a space in between the two words is fine, but making sure that you have the system where it differentiates between first name and last name just kind of programs it into the game to make sure the game knows that. So, you're on a
Well,
slab,
that's it
and
for
they
you,
dump
then.
you into...
Better luck next time.
Better luck next time. Well, next time's sometime here soon. There we go. And then you have one hell of a weird awakening in a pit surrounded by a bunch of fucking corpses. The smell must be putrid. People say that you never forget the smell of death. If you've ever smelled a corpse, you'll never forget it. Because it stinks bad. It's worse than dog shit. It's worse than anything you can think of. So, here we are. Ooh, maybe that HUD is a little bit too big. Okay. Well, in quest log, yeah. Find a way out. I woke up in a pile of corpses somewhere deep underground. I have no memory of who I am and no clue where I am. Need to find a way out of here. Options. Yeah, it must be under gameplay. Oh, HUD scaling, small. There. I'll just leave it as all the way brightness because I don't want to make it hard to see stuff. Anyways, that should be good. Oh man, and now that makes the HUD really small. Like, it's a shame that there's not an option in the middle to make it smaller than normal, but bigger than this, because this is tiny. And the map is tiny. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to change that back. That's huge, though, under normal circumstances. Okay. And you can do a little dodge roll. Pick up disposal notes. Secrecy is still important in our work, requiring specialized disposal of our unfortunate failures. Piling remains have become a concern in the lower caverns, so an incinerator has been added to deal with the wastes. This should make disposal work slightly less horrible, although you should avoid drinking water from downstream of the ash dumps. Hardly a fitting rest for the poor things, but if it's any consolation, these weren't their original bodies in the first place. Formerus Hughes. And there's a couple of chests here that are already open and nothing in them. What's over here? Aha, a skeleton with $7. Not much. Oh. And here's another skeleton with a sword. They required new items. Right. Rusty, nasty-looking sword. Items, disposal notes. Yeah, we have a tattered shirt and ragged leggings. Why am I at 51 out of 52 health? I didn't get hit by anything, I thought. That's kind of strange. Did I take 1 point of damage from the fall into the pile of bodies? Who knows?
They're all over. Run!
Scatter, children of dust! Scatter before the might of the Tuatha!
Ooh, rats.
Stay away!
You don't have to tell me twice. Yeah. You can actually find stuff in these crates and boxes and things when you break them.
No child of dust shall escape.
Help! Anybody!
You! Up there, please
Yeah,
help
jump
me!
down.
Please!
More mortal scum? No matter. You'll all die.
Down you go, dickhead. Ooh, and some armor. I'll take that, thank you. It may not be much, but right now anything is helpful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. If you hadn't come along, Wait. I've seen you before. On the slab. You were dead. It worked. By
Yeah.
the tome, it worked. You're alive. You died. I don't know how or even where. But your body was remade in the Well of Souls, and somehow it worked. The well restored your soul to your body, and it worked. We must get you to Professor Hughes right away. He'll have questions for you.
Yes.
Oh my, you don't know? Oh, perhaps the process damaged your memory. They are the Vaudevillain, the enemies of all the young races. We've never seen them this far inland. Not even during the invasion. I don't know why they are here. Hughes may have the answer to that as well. You must stay alive and reach him. Professor Formerus Hughes. The Well of Souls is his
Oh
life.
yeah, I found a note from
The
him.
Tuatha are coming into the lower levels. If we hurry, we should be able to beat them to the top. Take these. They'll help keep you safe long enough to get to Hughes. Now, let's get going! He'll be in his study on the ground floor of the tower. At least,
I got some
I
healing
hope
potions,
he's there.
okay.
And safe. Oh my. You don't know? Perhaps we've never seen them this far inland. No, I wish I could tell you more. You showed no signs of life when we removed your new body from the well's waters. We just put it in the furnace room with the others. We would have never done that if we knew. The Well of Souls is just ahead. You'll see. And it works. It restored you to life. There will be plenty of time to explain later. We've got to get going.
Yes.
Let me get this going. We can be on our way.
And there's my pants. There we go. We'll move that stuff to our junk. Ah, map to radial. Yes. You have a little radial menu that you can use to, like, quick slots, basically. Allows you to quickly access consumables from the game. Here you can add consumables from your inventory by selecting an empty slot and pressing X. Additionally, you can also add consumables to the item radial while in-game by pressing L1. Yes. Okay.
Right this way. You go first.
Yeah. Before I do that, I'm going to be looting because there's a chest here. Oh, some boots. Well, I'm going to need some boots too. There we go. Now we got us a nice full set of armor. It ain't the greatest, but it'll do for right now. And we'll get some more money here, because we're going to need money. Oh, talk to him, okay. I don't need to talk to him right now. One thing that I do wish that they would have changed is one thing that I always kind of disliked about this game was when you attack, your guy just automatically puts his sword away. I kind of wish that it was more like Oblivion or Skyrim, where you push a button to pull your weapon out, and you have to push that button again to put it away, instead of him just putting it away automatically.
This is what they're after. Our greatest invention.
I don't know.
The Well of Souls. Imagine an end to war. An end to death.
So yeah, basically, this Professor Hughes guy was working on a way to end death for the other races, since the elves are basically immortal. Well, this douchebag in the Tuatha is like, no, we can't let them have the same immortality that we have, because it gives us such an advantage. If they had the same advantage, then we wouldn't have any advantage and we wouldn't be able to beat them. So of course he wants to destroy our own ability to prevent death. And basically our character is the only person who this Well of Souls has actually worked on bringing them back to life.
One of the storerooms.
Some objects can be destroyed by weapons.
Useful.
Wooden crates, barrels, and porcelain urns. Yeah. Flimsy greaves and a couple of lockpicks. I believe there's more stuff here. Weapon rack, shield.
Wait! Do you hear something?
The sound of me smashing crates and looting shit. Yeah, I do. Okay. Armor. The gloves. Some better greaves. Oh, actually like metal greaves. The other ones are like leather. And then we can equip a nice shield. Lockpicks.
More to offer!
Yeah, I know.
You're going to need
And
more
like I
than
said,
just
the
that
combat
sword.
in this game
That
is
one had
very
a bow.
action-oriented, very good, very visceral. And that's one of the reasons why I love it. Active blocking, being able to block whenever you want. You have a dodge roll that you can use to get out of the way. Mashing the button, the attack button, which is square. I think it's square, and you also have a secondary weapon that you can equip. Yeah. When you get the secondary one, it's triangle. Actually, timing your button presses can lead to different combos and things like that. Like you saw when I was breaking the crates, he did like an uppercut with the sword. If you time it right, you can do that. I just picked up a bow. That will be our secondary weapon. And the cool thing about this game is you basically have unlimited ammo with bows. The only caveat to that is you can only do so many at a time before there's like a cooldown time before you can use them again. So you see there on the HUD now there's a quiver with 5 arrows next to it. You can use 5 before you have to wait for the cooldown to recharge, and you'll be able to use them again. And there was that uppercut again. And when you use a ranged attack, you see a little targeting.
Go, go!
Yeah. Well, that's just something on fire. Was there anything back here? Let's do a little sprint here. Oh, well, some boxes. Some money. I'm never going to complain about getting free money. Come on down, shot. Yeah. Yeah, there it was again, that uppercut. Tattered documents and lockpicks. There is an inventory limit, by the way. I think it's... Is that behind there? No, that's that. Inventory limit, 14 out of 70. It's right there above weapons. Tattered documents. The writings on these documents are too faded to be of value. Okay. L1 is your quick slot thing to bring up the radial menu. It looks like it freezes gameplay, so you can use it to heal really quick in the heat of battle. Rusty leg plates. Ah, there we go. Better pants. Yeah. And there's kind of a useful feature where you can add stuff to junk as long as it's not equipped. And when you have things marked as junk, you can automatically sell all of it at once in one button press when you go to a merchant. So a lot of these things may seem like old news kind of things, but again, when the game was first released, some of these ideas were relatively new.
You catch an enemy unaware.
Ah, yes, pick up the daggers.
Up for their size.
There's all different kinds of weapons in this game. You've got not just swords, axes, hammers. You got your bow. There's daggers, of course. There's different kinds of daggers. There's one called Fey Blades, which is like, I don't know, I guess it's like an alternate form. You can also have magical staves. Or maybe they're more like magical wands, because they're not like a full-length bow staff. It's more like a shorter version. Ooh. There's also some other weapon types that you won't really find in any other games. One of the most notable ones was what were they called? Chakrams, which are bladed rings that you throw, and they kind of go out and then come back to you. Anybody who remembers, probably back in the 1990s, I think is when it was, there was a TV show called Xena Warrior Princess. The titular character used chakrams in that show.
Quietly.
Oh, R1 to enter stealth, yes. So you enter stealth, and that little icon above him is like the visibility meter. If the eye fills up, you will be noticed. Investing in the stealth skill will allow you to get closer to enemies, blah blah blah. So, if we sneak up nice and quiet, we can get a nice stealth kill on this guy. Shank a bitch. Real good. And he's got him a nice dented Curious, which completes my nice heavy armor. Which was basically like the soldier armor that I was probably wearing when I was originally killed on the battlefield. These guys are over here, it looks like firing off shots. Oh yeah, they are. Shank a bitch. Oh. Ow. Touch you there, boy. Some money. And this guy's got a lockpick. Okay. I do like the stealth kills, so I will probably end up keeping a pair of daggers or some kind of a stealth weapon. The Fey Blades, probably. I will be keeping one of those on me pretty much most of the time. But I also do prefer swords, and I really do like the chakrams as well, because the fighting style with them is very nice. They're kind of a ranged kind of weapon. You can, like I said, you throw them so they go out a distance and hit people, and you can kind of use them to keep your enemies at bay and keep them from hitting you. The sword is a little bit short range. You can't really keep them at bay all that much, although there are big two-handed, like, bastard swords.
Cave blossoms only respond in the presence of magic. Perhaps there is more to you than it seems.
Hold R2 to access your abilities and press square to use Stormbolt.
Incredible! What are you?
Me? I'm just awesome, baby. Oh, that's a spider in that cage. I was wondering, what the hell is that? Why do I see these beady little red eyes staring at me? And there's like a bunch of them. Oh, that's a big fucking spider. Oh, look, and there's egg sacs in that cage, and it's open. Oh, look, more egg sacs over there. That's foreboding, isn't it? Torn robes, which are like the mage's armor. Serpent's venom is like a poison, obviously. Mana potions, coins. We're just going to go ahead and take everything, which will end up becoming a problem at some point because we can run out of inventory space. Although later in the game there are ways to increase your inventory space. There's places where you can buy extra backpacks, which increase your inventory space. Spider memo. Hughes, per your request, we finally got the spider problem under control. Claude will try to take credit for an efficient cleansing with his Praetorians, but I feel he overstates his case and fails to recognize the value that my own quick thinking and scholarly work provided to the successful operation. While overseeing the spider purge, I noticed that those guards who were affected by spider venom exhibited stiffness of joints and tightening of skin, symptoms which suggest a possible solution for the internal cohesion problems of some of the Well's creations. I would have studied these symptoms in more depth at the time, but the guards willfully and flagrantly disobeyed my orders to delay application of antitoxins. As such, I request that we capture some of these spiders in order to harvest their venom and for future testing. Furthermore, I trust that these insubordinate guards will be punished immediately. For my steadfast pursuit of knowledge, I require no medal nor promotion. All I would ask is that you please reassign me off of subject disposal detail. Goran. It's a shame I probably can't. Yeah, can't really. Yeah, your mana regenerates naturally. I think your health might as well. My health is at max now. I haven't used any potions yet, I don't think. Yeah, you can get armor and stuff that have mana regen as well as health regen on them. That's probably going to be something that I'm going to be investing in quite heavily. Oh, so the torn robes. Oh yes, the robes actually replace both your chest piece and your legs. So even though the robes do 15 armor, my Curious does 12, and my leg plates do 8, which would be a total of 20. Yeah. And even though it looks kind of cool, I do like the way that looks. I prefer the armor. Plus melee block efficacy, more melee block efficacy. That only gives mana regen, which I don't... Yeah, it even says right there, robes replace both your torso and leg armor. Consumables, mana potion, which we can map to the radial. Serpent's venom increases the damage you do with poison-based attacks. Shouldn't you just apply it to your weapon so your weapon does poison damage? Either way. I never use Serpent's venom or whoever it is, so... maybe I should. I don't know. That's further on down. And yes, you start seeing the spider webs on the walls. We're going to have to fight some of them here soon. Got a chest here. Worn hand wraps. Those are, again, mage gloves. They don't have a whole lot of armor, but they give you mana regen. 2 versus 5, so... and they may look okay. There's actually, believe it or not, a mage version of a shield. It's called a... oh, what the hell is it called? I can't remember. We'll probably get one here not too... Jesus Christ, that came out of nowhere. Well, what did I say about the spiders coming out of nowhere? Jesus Christ, though. The screen, like, flashed. It flickered or something. It... God. That took me by surprise. Oh, yeah, if I remember correctly, there was a body. Yeah, body stuck on the wall. Too bad I can't loot the motherfucker. Ah, and there's a staff. Okay, so that actually is a full-on, full-length staff. I am going to have to equip it because I need it. Because,
It completely
as you can
covered
see,
the tunnel. Maybe you can use that staff to burn a path through.
Yeah, you can't walk through this thing, and you can't cut it with your sword, even though that would make sense. No, you have to burn it, so... yeah. Yes. I will probably end up sticking with
Not
bow
more
as my
spiders. Burn them.
secondary.
Burn them.
Yeah. I do have old shoes, which would be the mage thing. Skull and bones, mana potions. I don't know why they're giving us bones, because I don't think we can actually use them for anything, but you can sell them, I guess. Oh, we're gonna have to switch back to the staff real quick here. Oh yeah. Still trying to remember what the magic shield is called. Bones of a humanoid creature of no real value. All of them, dummy. A humanoid skull. Yeah, okay. And then you can go into junk and you can find all the stuff that you put in there. Right, secondary. Let's just leave the staff on there for now. Oh, hi. Well, come on, bitch. Burn. Only two he is. More loot.
Hurry, get out of here!
I kind of hope that the people at THQ Nordic or whatever the development team was who did this remaster, they are still working on the game. I do know that because there's a new piece of DLC that's supposed to be released, I believe, next year, 2021. So, and it's completely brand new. Wasn't a part of the original version of the game at all. It's completely brand new. The new development team are actually the ones who have created this new DLC, and it's supposed to add a bunch more content and a whole new explorable area to the map. Probably some story content beyond the main campaign. Excuse me. We got a bunch of lockpicks and we haven't had to use any yet, although we will at some point. Oh, hello.
Wait, you're not one of them.
No, I'm not.
Yet alive. Are these? That's what I intend to find out. He came out of the...
Oh, good grief. His head is on freaking backwards. Speaking of, I hope the developers are watching this.
Take whatever you want from this armory.
These glitches need fixed. There's some glitches apparently that people have been reporting. Good Christ.
I suppose these might be able to help. If the Tuatha realize what you are, you'll need them.
Steeled curtain, healing potion.
He's directly ahead, in his study. Just keep going past the top of the well. He needs to see you. Right now, you're the most valuable thing in his world. I'll see you on the outside, if fate wills it.
Okay, well, at least they switched him around so his head wasn't on backwards. Let's go ahead and continue smashing things and getting some more money. And there's a chest over here.
A simple cloth frees your body and mind. That's why mages prefer it.
Oh, yeah. This basically has different sets of armor.
Leather armor is thin, but will give you the speed to reach an enemy's throat.
Yeah. So you've got like mage and then rogue, and then the other one over here is like warrior.
Plate armor. Nothing protects quite like layers of impervious metal.
Yep. And over here, there's nothing but a big fire thing. Okay, now. Inventory, weapons, crude iron daggers. I've got 2 sets of them. I don't know why. Oh yes, and you may notice the little page that shows the stats of the weapon. There's an anvil, and it says 20 out of 20, and this one's 19 out of 20. That's like your durability. So your weapons do need to be repaired, and the same thing goes for your armor. Yeah, that one's 19 out of 20, 16 out of 20, because I've been using that a bit. Armor. I've got 2 dented curiouses, so I don't really need... one of them I'm going to end up... Yeah. The duplicates of them will come in handy because you can scrap things and get the resources in order to craft new stuff, because blacksmithing, let me see if I can just bring it up here real quick. There's also repair kits, so you can repair the durability to your stuff. Abilities, that's not it. Huh. It's not under destinies. Can't even access that right now. Is it really only accessible when you level up? Moves. Skills. Here it is. Okay. So, when you level up, I think you get 1 skill point every time you level up, and I'm not even sure if that's correct. But you got all these different skills here. And these are basically nothing really all that new, because most of these things have been in other games. If you're familiar with like Skyrim and Oblivion, you're probably familiar with most of this stuff. Alchemy, of course, is potion brewing. Having a high alchemy skill, you can get more alchemical ingredients. You can find plants scattered across the land while you're out exploring, and you can harvest them. Again, very much like Skyrim and Oblivion. The higher your alchemy score is, or your skill is, the better chance you have of getting more out of these plants when you harvest them. You can get more of the ingredients. And the different milestones are marked with these little symbols, and when you get them, yeah, increases chance to successfully harvest reagents is what they're called. Yeah. All alchemical recipes are discovered when you max it out. So, yeah, there's a lot of different potions to craft, and you can either buy the recipe, because certain merchants do have them, or you can figure it out on your own by experimenting with different ingredients, which is more dangerous because you might mix things together that might blow up in your face. So, again, it's the catch-22. So there's alchemy. Then, of course, you have blacksmithing, which is, of course, you can harvest components from some enemies in the world. Increases the effectiveness of repair kits. And you can also... My blacksmithing is at 2. You can use 3 components when crafting equipment. Increases the effectiveness of repair kits. You can salvage infrequent equipment. Increases the effectiveness of repair kits. You can use 4 components when crafting equipment. You can salvage rare equipment. You can use gems as components when crafting equipment. And you can create master-crafted equipment. Yes. Blacksmithing is going to be a big thing because I like crafting my own stuff. And again, that's one of the main reasons why I like this game so much, is because of how detailed the crafting is. You've got Detect Hidden, which helps you find hidden things out in the world. Enemies and other characters are displayed on the minimap. That's the first milestone, and that's the first thing you get when you put your first thing into it. So having Detect Hidden is also very nice. It also increases the amount of gold found as you explore the world. So when you loot corpses, or when you loot chests, or break open boxes, crates, and that sort of stuff, you get more money. So having this skill really high is also very nice. Hidden treasures, you can find just hidden treasure chests, and they will be displayed on the mini-map and are revealed if you go near them. So yeah. Enemies facing is displayed on the minimap. Okay, this would be like cones of vision, if you're familiar with that from like stealth games. You can actually see on the minimap where the enemies are facing, so you can kind of stealth around them if you so choose, or you can use it to sneak up behind them and shank a bitch. You can disarm traps. Yeah, there's traps that you can find, bear traps, as I recall. There's other magical traps that you can set off, but you can disarm them. Secret doors are displayed on the minimap and are revealed if you go near them. Traps are displayed on the minimap. Traps can be disarmed and salvaged for components. Lore stones and treasures are displayed on the minimap. Yeah, lore stones are little things that you can find just out and around. It's kind of like little backstory stuff for the world. It just helps to kind of flesh out the world and stuff like that. Dispelling. Magical wards. You can sometimes find treasure chests that have these weird glowing effects on them. Well, they are protected by these magical wards, and you have to dispel them. It's basically like a trap that's on the chest. You have to disarm it before you can open the chest. And having your dispelling skill up, of course, makes it easier. We will get to that at some point because it's going to come up. You can fail to dispel a ward once before it will explode. Yeah, if you fail the dispelling minigame, it blows up in your face. Now, you might survive if you're wearing good enough armor, or if you have other protections against that kind of stuff. I think a lot of the time you're going to die from these things because they're supposed to be pretty powerful. Although, I think the game does give you a chance. If you fail, it triggers the trap, but it doesn't go off immediately. It gives you a second to like dodge out of the way. So you might be able to get out of the way if you're quick enough. Dark sigils are removed from wards. I think that's part of the mini game when you go to do it. It's like this thing that goes around in a circle, and you have to hit the button on these different sigils in order to unlock the thing. And the dark ones, I think, are things that you're supposed to avoid, because if you hit them, it might trigger the trap. I think that's how they work anyways. You can fail to dispel a ward twice before it will explode. Ward glyphs regenerate much more slowly. I don't really remember what that means, so either way. And then, of course, you have lockpicking. Decreases the difficulty when lockpicking. You always succeed when forcing very easy locks. Yes, you can do the lockpicking manually, or you can try to force the lock, which basically takes into consideration your character's skill in lockpicking, and it just kind of like auto-tries. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. With this one, you always succeed when forcing very easy locks. You always succeed when forcing easy locks, average locks, and then hard locks. So having that maxed out would probably help. Mercantile, of course, it's basically like your charisma, how good you are at negotiating deals with the merchants, getting better buy and sell gold costs at merchants. You recover 15% of an item's gold value when you destroy it. You recover 30% of an item's gold value when you destroy it. Don't know how that would have anything to do with mercantile. It would just be like blacksmithing or something. And then you can now sell stolen items to any merchant. Yes, of course there's like a thieves guild probably somewhere. You can sell, you can of course pickpocket and steal stuff from people. Stolen items are marked as stolen, so you can only sell them to like fences unless you have this skill, which allows you to sell it to anybody, which, see, I've never really understood that mechanic in RPGs like this. How do the merchants know what's stolen and what's not? How do they know? For all they know, it could just be something that you bought somewhere, or you just found it somewhere. Looted it off of a corpse or something. Persuasion. Bribe costs for crime. Yeah, you can bribe guards, the town guards, and this makes it so that's 20% less, 30% less, 40% less, and 50% less. Sagecraft. Now, it mentioned something about gems back in the blacksmithing. Well, these, like, magical gems can basically be socketed into your weapons or armor to give them magical properties. And there's different quality ones, there's different, like, elemental ones, like, you'll see different colors of the gems. Red, of course, is usually fire. You can create powerful gems using lambent quality shards. You can strengthen shards by combining two of the same quality to get one of the next highest quality. You can create more powerful gems using pristine quality shards. You can craft epic gems. You can remove gems from any socket at a sagecraft altar. Yeah. So there's all kinds of cool stuff with the gems. Then of course you've got stealth, minus 5% sight range on unaware NPCs while in stealth, minus 10%, 15%, 20%, 30, and 40. Yeah. So there's all the skills. It's kind of a shame there aren't more, but oh well. The Twists of Fate thing will come up later. There's the lore stones. Ongoing effects on the character, we don't have any other than Theoden's Blessing, which comes from my god that I picked at the beginning. Stats, just, you know, different kind of stats. The game's manual. Okay. So now that we spent a friggin' half an hour going through all the skills, let's get back into the game, shall we? Where the hell are we going? Exit this way. Open the door for me, boys. Let's go this way. Into the Well of Souls. You get a better view. I already did that earlier. It just kind of zooms in, looks over your shoulder, basically. Can't walk into the actual Well of Souls. But we got a book here, Well Progress Log. Experiments are now successfully recreating bodies 97.5% of the time. Any missing limbs or extra fingers are now probably how the original subject looked, rather than a magical flux on our end. However, full revivification still eludes us. Even with increased testing, products are nothing more than inert lumps of skin and bone, although the occasional spasm or twitch does allow hope of full success in the future. I know some of you complain that we should use cadavers and skip the corpse recreation altogether, but you must know we'd never be allowed to experiment with the subject's actual body. We may be working to recreate life, but that hardly allows us to desecrate the dead. Any further complaints can be brought to me directly. Anything else? No. That's where we came in. And where we leave is out this way. And I believe this is where we meet Mr. Hughes, or Professor Hughes. Laboratory. Yep. The graphics in the game have been improved a bit. I mean, the graphics were kind of cartoony, you might say, a little bit. They still look stylized and cool. Some of the armor sets later on, some of the weapons look pretty cool. Again, the character creation wasn't super detailed. There wasn't a whole lot of options, but they could have added more of that stuff, I thought, which would have been cool.
You've made it, and look at you. Even with all you've been through. The Tuatha, your return from the dead. Please forgive me. You must be terribly confused by all of this. I am Fomerus Hughes, and this is my laboratory at Alistar. Everything you see here is dedicated to one thing, the Well of Souls, the pursuit of immortality. And you're my first success.
I've always wanted to be immortal.
If we only had the time. There's so much we might learn from one another. Too much to explain right now. The Tuatha have come to stop my work, but I don't believe they know about you. Not yet. What's important is getting you out of here safely. You're the only proof of what we've achieved here. I may not be able to save the well, but I can ensure that its only success is safe. Of course you do. Please, though, we must hurry.
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you more, but your death is a mystery to me as well. It seems that your memory died with your body. You see, the well is designed to capture the soul of someone recently deceased, recreating their physical form within its waters. Simple, really. Your rebirth is the first we might truly call a success. There have been others, but the results weren't quite right. You don't know. They're called the Tuatha.
No.
They were once Fey folk of the Winter Court, but they've been twisted by their Lord Gadflow. But how could they have found us out here? We're miles away from the front lines. The war has never touched Dalentarth. And why attack the well?
Well, as I was explaining earlier, it's probably because they know that if we now have a way of making people immortal, then they no longer have that advantage.
The Fae are complicated.
They
I could
don't
write
want
10
us to
volumes
have
on the effects
that
of immortality
ability.
on a pseudo-feudal court system alone. I am Fomerus Hughes, scholar of Vivification Prime Circle. We're standing above my life's work, the Well of Souls. And there's so much to learn about you, though. I imagine it's all a bit muddled. A side effect of the prismere? Shape of the basin? No. If only we had more time. It's been my luck, but why? There's so many
Well, we can
questions
just kind
to
of
ask.
skip
But
past
they
this.
hate
blah, blah,
mortals
blah,
like
blah.
it. Good. We can't waste time. Yes, you're right. I've got my notes, but it's most important that you stay safe. It's just that you're... Wait, where are you going? Fascinating. Simply astounding. I'm not certain what's caused it, but somehow... yes, as I was saying, I'm not sure what...
I think we need to get out of here.
Perhaps I should go see.
Sir! Mr. Hughes! The Tuatha have breached the lab! They're inside the lab!
Ah, it sucks. Close the door. Wah!
No! We've got to get you out of here now! Quickly!
Close the door. Up, too late.
Follow the path to the town of Gorhart. Find Agath. He's a friend, and he may be able to help. No matter what else, stay alive!
I try to. He whips out a little dagger and starts shanking people and nipping at their ankles while he just runs off. And then, of course, debris collapses and blocks the exit, so I can't follow him to protect him, even though he could really use my help. I don't think we can go in and loot any of this stuff, so might as well just run for... head for the border and get the hell out of here. It's time to get the hell out of Dodge. Yeah, shit collapsing all around. We need to get out of here. Want to move faster? Oh, hi. Give me your sword, dickhead. That was a nice one. Ooh, uppercut to finish him off. Oh, well, his sword doesn't really actually look all that great. I mean, it's not a rusty piece of shit like mine is, but hey, a chest. More money and lockpicks. There's shit collapsing all around us.
Get moving, you brute! Tear this tower apart!
More healing potions I'll take. Oh boy, and now there's a big boy. Arrgh. Wow. Rock troll, eh? Kill this guy first. Get him out of the way. Ah. I guess he doesn't care. Oh, rock trolls, I guess, are immune to fire or something. Well, he's on fire, so maybe not. Oh, here we go. And there's that. Another one of the interesting ideas that this game had was we got a shard. Yeah, that's nice. That finishing move that I just did is you'll notice there on the HUD, the health bar and is the red one, and the blue one is mana, and in between it there's one that hasn't been filling up yet. I think the tutorial on that will come a little bit later, but it feeds into that finishing move thing that I just did, and you notice there was a quick time where I had to mash a button. The button changes, so it's not always the square button, but these like finishing moves, and you get bonus experience for how much you fill the meter when you mash the button. Yeah. I'll get into that more when it comes to it. Oh, I guess that's the way we came in, which is now blocked, so there's no going back. We gotta get to this door over here, which I think is what leads us out. Yes, it is. It's already 2 o'clock. I've been playing since probably about 12:30. So about an hour and a half. Here's one of the plants that we can harvest. And this is Ember Eyes. Some reagents are more difficult to harvest than others. Invest in the alchemy skill to improve your ability to harvest reagents. Yes. And we gotta level up, which means we can put a point into this. I should probably get Detect Hidden, because showing the enemies and other characters on the mini-map is pretty important. Yeah. And then we also have these, which are abilities. We get 3 points per level to upgrade our abilities. And there's 3 different sections. You have Might, you have Finesse, and you have Sorcery. And of course, they're basically just the 3 different styles of gameplay. Might is like your warrior, your fighter kind of class. Finesse is rogue, you know, archery and daggers. And then sorcery, of course, is magic, spellcraft, or spell casting, and different arcane weapons like scepters and staffs. And you can also learn different spells. That was the only other thing that kind of bugged me about the game, was the way they have these things ordered is you have to go in these different paths to get to certain things, because otherwise, and I'm just talking moving around the menu, it's not actually just unlocking them. As you can see, they're just mostly in straight lines. But I can't go down to the lightning bolt just by hitting down, or even diagonal down. I have to go over to this, and then up, and then left, and then down. They really could have reorganized this stuff. This tree here and this one here, they could have just moved it down so that you could just go from the staff mastery straight over, because that for some reason takes me over to that. And then I still have to... You can upgrade these abilities, which is why it becomes important, because you can upgrade them. This one has 6 different levels, and I've already got 1. Staff and chakrams. Well, I'm going to want a point in that. I've already got a point in longsword, brutal weaponing, or brutal weaponry. I should probably have that. Harpoon is a special ability that you can have, which is hilarious because it's basically like Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat games, his spear that he shoots out and use it to bring people in. Well, that's basically what it is. You hit an enemy with it, and then you drag them in to get them close so you can start whacking them. Skillful defense, so that helps you with your shield. And then under finesse, you've got bows, you've got daggers and fey blades. And there's also a shadow flare ability and assassin's art. Yeah, I got 1 in everything basically, so yeah, confirm. And then under inventory we got, a squire's ring, which gives us, you can only equip 2 rings, which that's maybe the only shortcoming, because it's like, see all these fingers I got? I could put on 10 rings. Why I only can equip 2? Mana, Steeled Curtain, increase your total armor by 25%, and Venom Guard, decreases poison damage. Oh, and you can only stack 10 of these potions before you have to start a new stack. That kind of sucks. I hate it when they limit the amount that you can put in one stack, because then you have to take up extra inventory slots. Items, Sagecraft pouch. You use a pouch to store all of your shards. Well, progress. Oh yeah, that one again. Okay, quests. Into the Light. Speak with a Fate Weaver in Goreheart. Yes. Just before Hughes escaped, he told me to find a Fate Weaver named Agarth in the town of Goreheart. This Fate Weaver should be able to shed some light on my condition. Moves. Oh yes, getting that brutal weaponry thing unlocked the charged attack with long swords and any other of the brutal weapons. The hammer one. Yeah, there's big like war hammers. The big two-handers I never really mess with because I don't care for really slow weapons. I feel like with a more quick, agile weapon, I can do more damage, or at least just as much damage, in a shorter amount of time. And of course, you've got great swords, which again, I don't really do much with. Although that attack was frickin' looked dope as all hell. Okay. Now here we've got a bunch of boxes. And then we've got star thistle to harvest. No reagents. I actually probably shouldn't bother harvesting any of that until I get a higher alchemy skill. Praetorians, Ara Hanri.
Thank Matharu, another survivor. Are there any more?
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it. I didn't leave any survivors. I like that they let you pick different dialogue options, but then they have the list of dialogue options too, so it's like I don't understand why they don't just do it that way.
I suppose that's a little bit of kindness from fate. May those still trapped inside rest peacefully. This was supposed to be a nice isolated grove. So much for that.
Yeah.
For Morris Hughes was one of the greatest minds of our generation. The Well of Souls was a dream that was almost too good to come true.
Huh?
Who knows why the Tuatha hate mortals? Who knows why the Fae do half the things they do? The well was a beautiful dream, an end to death, a cure to tragedy. It would have made war pointless. It could have saved the world. We should have known it was too good to exist. Now our friends have paid the price. Stay safe. We'll be moving soon.
Callus.
Another survivor? But I've never seen you in the tower. Were you one of the professor's assistants in the downstairs projects? Did he escape with you?
No.
That sounds like him. Professor Hughes was very thoughtful. I mean, he is very thoughtful. I'm sure he found a way to get out. He must have!
I never saw it in any of the times I played the game, and again, I never finished the game. I never really got all that far. But I never saw Hughes ever again. So I suppose it is possible that he survived and was able to escape. But who knows?
Alistar is remote enough that we don't get a lot of visitors. And with our research, fewer visitors means fewer questions.
Fewer questions is usually good.
Oh, you mean Agarth? He visits Hughes every once in a while. I never could figure out why they got along. He's friendly enough, if a bit odd. You should be able to find him in Gorhart, just down the road, past the ruins. You can't miss it. We all knew Formerus was a genius, but I'll admit, even I had my doubts about him being able to bring the dead back to life. Guess the Tuatha weren't very pleased that it worked.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the Tuatha. I mean, most Fae aren't violent. The wild ones can be, but no more than any forest animal. But the Tuatha are some sort of cult among the Winter Fae. Before they invaded Erythel, no one could have imagined the Fae ever marching to war.
Well,
Brilliant idea, the Well of Souls. Plucks dead people out of the ether, rebuilds their body, and brings them back to life. At least that's what it was supposed to do. Guess we'll never know if it worked now.
Well, I'm living proof that it did work,
should be
at least
safe
once.
At least a little longer.
Claude. Somebody mentioned
So you're
Claude.
fighting there. We could have used more of you.
Oh.
Did they really have a troll?
Yeah, they had the giant rock thing, yeah.
I don't know how the Tuatha found us, but if they had a troll, it couldn't have been an accident. Fate was kind to collapse that doorway behind you, or they would have chased us into the glade. Look out
Same
there.
shit, that's fine. Let's just move on here. Oh, there's like deer creatures that you can kill them, and you can get some kind of crafting materials off of them. Again, it's probably not worth no, it's under status skills. I have one in alchemy. Well, you have acquired a reagent. Yay, good. Great. And my freaking... Oh, loot the overturned cart. Ah, bindings, threadbare lining, and novice strings. Those are all crafting materials. And you can also search these little daggers of skill. Well, that's neat. You can swim, which is nice. Because again, you can find those little ripples in the water where there are... Oh, yes. You can find hidden things. Robes of Ice Shield, Cloudy Magic Shard. Yeah. So, very useful to check the water. I don't think that you can go fishing, but I'm not sure. Fucking wild animals that don't want to wait their goddamn turn. Yeah, that's going to become problematic because later on you end up fighting... Oh, this one has a very easy lock on it. Here's the lock-picking minigame. Use the right analog stick to adjust the angle of the pick. And then use the left stick to start moving the slider. If the pick is at the correct angle, the lock will unlock. Otherwise, the pick might break. So, it's very easy. And there you go. Kite shield, ice shard, curved iron blades. You can use those to make daggers or possibly fey blades. And here's a chest with a magical ward on it. I talked about those earlier. White flake. I think that's a alchemical ingredient. Another easy footlocker. Oh. Oops. Yeah. Birch scepter, elm scepter, hammer of skill, protection shard. Very nice. And the ward. Okay, yeah, you see the glyphs. Press X when the cursor is above a glyph to break it. Glyphs will reseal themselves after a time. Miss and all glyphs reseal. Some glyphs reseal faster than others. Be careful of the order you break them in. Break all of the glyphs to dispel the ward. So... boom. Boots of Ice Shield, Sea Flax, more crafting materials, eel petals, also that. Yeah. Okay. More boxes to break. Sadly, nothing in them. I haven't found a helmet yet, but I'm sure I will at some point, and hopefully soon. Ah, and this is a shrine. Of course, you can find shrines to the different gods, and they give you some kind of a blessing or protection. That one is giving me health regeneration, because my health is coming back now. We got more alchemy ingredients, ember eyes, and here's scarlet flowstone. Didn't get anything. Oh, a bear. You want some, Mr. Bear? Arrgh. Oh, shit. I should be blocking. Magic seems to do the trick. I'll just kick your body around. Yeah, fuck you.
You! I remember you.
Gorin.
You're the one? How did you come back? How did you find me here?
I wasn't even looking for you, but...
No, I had no idea anything like that would happen. The Well of Souls is bigger than one gnome's pet project. My employer pays for information about its progress. I just send the reports to make some money on the side. I never wanted anyone to get hurt. I don't have... Okay, here. It's all I've got, plus what I got paid for the information. I don't want any part of this. I'm going home to Odessa.
Oh. Secondary. Well, it's an extra bit of armor, plus critical hit damage and ice resistance. They don't match, but oh well. Oh. Ah, yes. And the different, of course, this is common in most RPGs like that. Like this, you need to have a certain there's certain requirements to use certain weapons or pieces of armor. You need 3 points in your might. So I can't actually equip that yet. But we'll get to it at some point. Options, I believe. Controls. Ah, that's what it is. Okay. I don't know if there's actually anybody watching right now. It's a shame because I kind of want to take a vote. It looks like there's maybe one person watching right now. But this Gorin dude, whoever he was that I just came across, this gnome dude, is basically the reason why the Tuatha were able to... the reason why they knew what was going on at the Well of Souls, and why the place got sacked by them. So, I'd really like to take a vote on whether or not you guys think I should kill him. I already basically blackmailed him for a bunch of money, but... money's not good enough. So if there is anybody in the chat, maybe go ahead and take a vote. Do we body bag him or not? Oh, man. I don't know if anybody's commenting, but... See, I actually kind of would like to make this a normal thing during my streams. To have, like, viewer vote on things that we do. Whether certain characters live or die, if we have the choice to do that, and things like that. So... I don't know, though. The guy did say that he didn't really want anybody to get hurt, but... I don't know. Maybe we'll just leave him. Black Kohosh.
This sort of thing never happened.
More Ember Eyes. I'm gonna have to figure out to move my camera. I don't need to figure out how. I know how to do it. But I'm going to have to do it because the map is right there where my camera is, and then the health and stuff is over there. So I could either move it to one of the bottom corners for this game, just so I can see the map clearly. We've got Scarwood Tree, and we've got Black Kohosh. Antelope. Rough scales. I didn't know antelopes had scales, but I shows what I know about biology. Okay, now. Is there anything I can loot in this little body of water? There's a fish there. Is this... Oh, well, there's something over here, so we can get it. Yoink. White flake. Okay, whatever. I think this is the same area we were in before. Maybe. Yeah, because there's the thing that leads back there with the rats and the... Yeah, and normally these antelopes will run from you, and they're pretty quick, so you can't really catch up to them. You can shoot them with a bow. Or I don't know, maybe you might be able to sneak up on them. Let's see here. Sneak up on them. Nope. They're too quick for that. And this is what I was thinking about earlier when I mentioned how the rats don't like waiting their turns. Well, that's a pack of wolves up there. They don't like taking turns either. And they can be quite deadly. Okay, what weapons? I got my sword. Fire staff. 9. 13. I need to be level 3, and I'm not, so that's not going to work. Average speed, slow speed. So I could probably do better with the scepter. It doesn't do as much damage, but it does it faster. So, yeah, once again, I prefer the smaller, quicker weapons. Although, not usually daggers. Usually I only use the daggers or stealth weapons when I see an opportunity to do so. But normally I go in with a sword, or I'll be using the, again, the, chakrams when I get some of those. So... yeah. I need to find a better sword. I can't believe I haven't yet. Magic definitely helps. Yeah, they'll lunge at you. Shit. Damn it. Yeah, like I said, they can be very deadly, especially because they usually only attack in packs. You're not usually going to come across wolves by themselves. But if you block, if you dodge good, and if you use your magic spells or other things, they were just devouring this corpse. Oh, that's an antelope. I was going to say, what the hell? I heard an animal noise, and I was like, what the hell? Location discovered. Stone Candle Mines. Which we won't be going into just yet. Because I'm sure there's either a quest or something that takes me in there, so we might as well wait. I'm just trying to figure out how to get to the town for the quest so I can... Actually, it's right over there to my right. We can come back and loot stuff more later. Let's continue on with the quest. It should be right about here. Yep. This be Agarth, or Agarth.
You've come from the tower, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Name's Agarth. Maybe you can help an old Fate Weaver, eh?
Maybe. I was sent to find you.
Did he? Poor old Fomerus Hughes. He respected the way the world works. What a shame. He's probably dead by now.
What makes you think he's
The cards told me that the Well of Souls would work, but Hughes's success would come on the day of his death. He took it pretty well, honestly. Although we did a lot of drinking after that. You really don't know much, do you? A Fate Weaver taps into the threads of fate and channels that energy through a focus. My order prefers cards. The cards are unique to each Fate Weaver, since we all see the weave differently.
Okay.
I suppose I could spare a little help, in memory of Hughes, or in celebration of his success. Whichever.
Greater health regen potion and mana regen potion. Well, that's nice.
You're the one. Then that means... It all makes sense now. The cards this morning. I drew the Gravedigger, the Running Man, and the Beast. Prepare yourself. They're coming.
Oh, okay. More of these ugly bastards. Special attacks. And defeat enemies to gather threads of fate energy. Now you can see in the HUD, the middle bar is purple with kind of a wavy line. That's the fate meter. When we get it fully charged, it'll tell us how to use it. When your fate meter is full, the fate symbol will pulse. You can then use your fate energy to enter reckoning mode, which you may have seen when I was in the controls screen. You hit both triggers at the same time. Reckoning mode greatly increases your speed and attack power. It lasts until either your fate meter runs out or you fate shift an enemy, which is what that finishing move that I did on the rock troll back on in the tower. Hold the two of them together to harness the power of fate. Enter reckoning mode now. Boom! And then you move faster and you hit people. As you defeat enemies in reckoning mode, their fates will begin to unravel. So you finish off one guy, you move on to the next. You finish them all. Move near an unraveling enemy and press X to perform a fate shift. This uses your remaining fate energy to destroy all unraveling foes and grants you an experience bonus. Button changes, you mash it. Extra brutal fatality, and they all die at the same time. Well then, Agarth, let me loot this guy here. Oh, got some money. Come on up, Agarth.
What? How? What are you?
I'm awesome, baby. I told them before.
I've seen them before, but I've never seen anyone manipulate them like that. You just changed how the world was supposed to work. How did you do that?
Well, a little screen popped up in front of me and told me how to do it, and the buttons to push. So, I don't know. I just did it.
You just... Fate is the will of the gods. No mortal should be able to change it. How is that even possible?
Bitch, I already told
I'm
you.
going to do a reading.
I'm awesome.
You might be
That's
able to
fucking
change
how.
the threads, but fate will still have a plan for you. I promise not to tell you if I see your death.
Do you always see death? This is why Hughes sent me.
It's a gift. Some people paint landscapes. Other people write poetry. I peer into the weave of fate's tapestry and see people's deaths.
Or fate, yeah. Is this why Hughes sent
That
me?
would be my guess. He was an academic, but he had a proper respect for fate's plan, unlike most gnomes. You're nervous. Relax. This is what fate weavers do. I'll be seeing your place in the pattern of destiny. Who you are, what you've done, where your path takes you. Or, at least, I should be. You're real, right? I swear I haven't had that much...
No, dude, you're not drunk. You can't see my fate?
Fate's weave is always hard to see. It's in motion, hard to make out, but undeniably there. Yours is just... missing. This doesn't make sense. All mortal creatures have a place in the pattern. You should have one too, dead or not.
We'll see, but that's the problem, though.
And I'm not
all
saying
mortal creatures have a fate.
Is yours to determine.
I ain't mortal. And this is where you get to pick a destiny, which is kind of like a character class. You can change it at least at certain points in the game. I think it's certain level ups, or you might be able to change it whenever you want. Essentially, it shows you what the requirements are, and each one gives you different stat bonuses. Ranged attack damage, damage resistance while dodging, piercing damage. With Brawler, you've got melee attack damage and block efficacy. Acolyte is more of a mage, so you got 25% elemental damage, 10% mana cost reduction. And then Seeker seems to be like a balanced one. Jack of all trades. You've got melee attack damage, ranged attack damage, magic attack damage, and equip requirements reduced by 25%. I'll be going with that one, thanks. And as you progress through the game, you level up your character, you unlock access to more of these. Fighter, soldier, as you can see, the requirements for them is a lot higher, so that's when you unlock. When you meet the requirements is when you unlock them. So some of these we aren't going to unlock for quite some time. And of course there's 5 in the might category, finesse, sorcery, and then you've got hybrids, finesse/sorcery, might slash sorcery, might slash finesse, and then you've got all three. Wayfarer, adventurer, prodigy, polymath, universalist. Well, that one's neat. Yeah. So we'll be going with the Seeker one. Go with Seeker. I do kind of like to be a jack of all trades. I like magic. I like melee weapons, blocking, heavy armor, as well as stealth and, you know, the kind of roguish things, bow and arrow. I see in combat there's opportunities for all different kinds of tactics and weapons. So going down one narrow mindset is rather restrictive. I would rather have the freedom to do everything. That's why when I was playing Skyrim, if any of you saw my videos when I was playing Skyrim, my character there was very much the same. He was kind of a jack of all trades, although I prefer heavy armor, long sword, shield kind of weapons. There's definitely a call for ranged weapons, bow and arrow, things like that, as well as magic. But anyways, what did you see?
I can see the threads around you, but they're shifting, changing so rapidly, I can't make sense of them. Normally the threads would guide my hand to the cards, and I'd use those cards to see your pattern in the weave. But it just didn't happen. They wouldn't focus. So either there's something wrong with me, and there isn't, or there's something very wrong with you.
Well, we already know that one's true. What does this mean?
It could mean nothing, or it could mean everything. The world is changing. You might be a sign of that, or maybe the cause. I've never had a reason to doubt my
I'd
own
like to be
readings,
the cause for a
but we
great
should
change in the
consult with
world.
Arden. He's not a friend, but he's got a good eye for the tapestry. I'll meet you at his home to the east. I'm going to see if I can be of any help to the wounded at the tower. That's just it. I don't know if you've got one, but that's why we're going to see Arden. He lives in a little hut to the east in Yulven. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Once, but that wasn't enough for me. He's a damned good fate weaver. We are all out, and when a fate weaver looks at your place, but now the old traditions
I'm
are
just gonna
cute,
skip
but he
through
always
all
knew
this
what
stuff.
was important.
See, the
Why,
thing
they're
about
practically
talking with
human.
people is they can mention certain keywords or buzzwords which automatically unlock new dialogue options. So you can learn more about the world, different characters, different places, different events, which I appreciate. Most of this is stuff that I already know about, though, so
This all mean?
yeah. But yes, the whole thing about fate. Oh, now it says Seeker is what's my... Yeah, that's my, like, experience booster. Ah, well, that would be... Oops, I just took it instead of slotting it to a thing. Well, and I better go kill some stuff to make use of the damn thing. What I was going to say, though, was this. The Fateless One. That kind of becomes your nickname throughout the game. And it's because you really don't have a fate. Being resurrected by the Well of Souls, you were able to give a big middle finger to death, and hence escape your fate. You were fated to die in that battle that they showed at the beginning of the game. That was your fate. But since the Well of Souls brought you back, you have dodged fate and gained these powers, this fate-shifting ability, and being able to change the fate of others and things like that. Little... oh, can't go in there. Little pond. Would have been neat to have had fishing. That's kind of a nice looking waterfall there. Oh, that grass texture isn't so good looking though. Flat fucking grass. Yeah, that experience thing is going to run out before I can kill anything, because it's already about a quarter left. And there's no enemies around. The Legend of Dead Kell. Huh? I didn't see anything. Teeth of Naros. Oh, these must be DLC related or something. Special delivery. And here is a lore stone. This is what they look like. These little statues with a kind of thing floating above. And here's a chest. Amulet. Is that the what it was that I was thinking of? I think it is. Weapons. Oh. Am I ever going to get a better sword? If not, I'll have to craft one. Erosive daggers. Oh, poison. Yeah, poison damage and piercing and physical. Ooh, those were a lot better. So I'm going to have to say... yeah, I don't know if I want to junk these things, but I'm going to want to... oh, Amulet of the Anti-Venom. Poison resistance. Okay, so the amulets are just necklaces that you wear. I keep bringing it up. There's the magical version of a shield. It's another thing that you can equip. I can't remember what the hell it was called. Oh, I got another experience booster. Map that to... say there, I guess. Quests. Yeah. Special delivery. We gotta get to Goreheart. Oh, we need to be level 10 plus for that one. Contact the expedition. We'll get to those things. Oh, yeah, the lore stone. Use Dalentar's stone.
Of all the songs in halls of lore, there echoes none more grand than Olane's many feats of might, the pure and lady of the light. She is a knight of golden knot. She is the cure seeker, the conscience of the summer fae. She is the heart of spring, of day.
Yeah. So just these little things that come up and kind of gives you some backstory or lore, basically. And apparently there's a certain number in each area, and if you get all of them in each area, you get like a completion bonus. A special reward. Is that a chicken or a duck? Then there's this big ugly son of a bitch who... and he's dead. Aurochs. Weak tendons. Another crafting material. Yeah. I don't like those animals because they're fucking pain in the ass to fight. So hitting them with magic like I did was probably my best idea. All these reagents to search, and I'm going to have to be improving that over time. And here we are coming up on the town of Goreheart? Yes. You discovered a new location. You are now able to fast travel to this location from the world map by pressing the touchpad. Oh, yeah. If you'd like to fast travel, press triangle to switch from the local map to the world map. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Here on the world map, you can select locations you've discovered and fast travel to them by pressing X. Yes. As you can see, let's see. Alistair Glade. There's the tower. Stone Candle Mines, which we're going to have to go back to that place at some point and clear it out. We have the town of Gorehart. And then there's all these other areas that we have to explore, or that we will end up exploring at some point. There's a desert down here, and Teeth of Naros. I must not have downloaded that DLC on the original version of the game. I don't remember this. And then there's Alabastra. This is like some kind of a wasteland, apparently. Apparently there's all these crystalline structures, which is kind of cool looking. I never made it this far in the game, so... Clyricon. This actually looks like some kind of a swampy, just desolate wasteland kind of place. And then there's an island over here. This must be another one of the DLCs. The Feylands. Oh, I guess that's nothing else. So I'm trying to remember where the furthest I was able to get to. You got Yolvin, Glendara, Lorca Rain, Cradle of Summer. That may have been the furthest I ever got. The Side, I think. Possibly Issa. I didn't make it out of this area, this greenish area. I never came to Detir. I never made it to Alabastra. I never made it to Clyricon. Neither of the two DLC places. So I was only ever in this green area, and mostly like just this chunk in this side. I may have made it to the Cradle of Summer because I believe that's a Elven or Fey settlement. There's like a city there. So I may have been in the Forsaken Plains, the Wolds, Talarain. I don't really remember these ones over here, though. But yeah, so I haven't made it very far in this game, and we're going to fix that because I'm going to be playing this.
Everyone just stand back. The warden can't work when you're crowding so close. Go back to your business. Go on.
Aye.
So we have a wounded Fey.
Keep moving. This business doesn't concern you. Unless you're an expert scholar on the Fae, I'd suggest you move along. No reason to be out in the open with the Red Legion about. What are they? I'm not sure, but they've been here for longer than any of us can imagine. They're older than the trees. They have to be. They grew them. Humans and immortals cannot live together in peace. At least not forever. The peace we have with the Summer Court is unnatural. That's my opinion. You might call it a Fey nation, one of two united factions that rule their kind. The Summer Court are not exactly allies, but they do let us be, most of the time. It's the other Fey, the Winter Court, that has spawned the dreaded Tuatha, a vicious clan of killers who wish to defeat and enslave all mortals.
Crystal War.
Are you playing a trick on me? I would hope so. We're going on 10 years of the mortals and the Tuatha locked in a deadly embrace. Normally, I'd decry the bloodshed, but this is a conflict that we cannot afford to lose.
The Red Legion.
Bandits, but no ordinary bandits. Surely you've heard of Red the Dead Idward. They say he drinks the blood of his captives, that he consumes their souls. Or perhaps those are just rumors. You should be fine if you stay inside the village. Once you go beyond the boundaries of Gorhart, however, your life is in your hands. I'd never believe the stories, friend. The Tuatha. I don't know if you noticed, but St. Odwig's mission closed its gate moments before that Fae's body turned up on the road. I don't like what that suggests. Not at all. The Brothers of St. Odwig's are an odd sort, scurrying back and forth across the mission like squirrels gathering nuts. I wonder what goes on behind those closed doors.
Okay, yeah. So anyways, Herc Adwald.
I don't care what you race. It's a tragedy whenever anyone's savage like this. Just look at the poor creature. She's been beaten to the brink of death. The Fae may be strange, but they certainly don't deserve this.
And you can hear the person moaning while we're trying to talk to this guy.
Peace. That's about all I know. Our fate rests in the hands of a... Gorhart has become a sort of refuge for those settlers. Weak, but we're a good community full of good people. I've been back from the war for only 6... The Red Legion has been a presence... They're a wicked breed, though. It appears she was attacked with some manner of short blade. Likely a dagger, although there's no way I can be sure. People simply stood by as she called for help. No one lifted a finger. Can you imagine? It's shameful to treat another in such a way, even if she is a Fae. I don't know whether we possess the knowledge to treat such a wound. Frankly, I don't even know if I could save a mortal with such grievous wounds.
Oh.
Well, you're the only one. With all the troubles we've suffered in this village, people are weary of adversity. They'd rather just ignore it. I'm going to suggest something a bit... untraditional. There's a Fae named Eri. She spends her days up on the hill overlooking the village. Seek her wisdom. I would do it, but... I'm a coward. That's the truth. Perhaps a Fae will know how to heal a Fae. If not, then we're back where we started.
You're a coward. Well, you're some fucking sheriff, then.
She spends her days in the precipice overlooking the village. She doesn't think we're aware of her presence, but we most certainly are. Hope you stay in town.
Okay, well, I'll go take a look and see if I can find this person.
Greetings.
One of those damn things. And I'm pretty sure killing that thing here in town would be a crime, so we're gonna pass on it. Okay, mages close. I get your money. And then this chest here, if you remember
Enough
me.
of the oppression! Enough of the lies! Enough of the spiritual hoarding and claims of superiority! Matharu does not judge. She loves. Help me to expose the mission for what it truly is. A prison of ideas in which they hope to keep us locked away forever. But I tell you, your mind must not be caged.
Right. What I was mentioning earlier about a special chest with some special like DLC and pre-order content. Well, here's the chest. The Field Running Man armor. The Forge, the Tower, the Beast, Guardian Curious, Helm, Gauntlets, Chouse's Greaves, the Flame, the Song, the Valley Robes, Cowl, Hand Wraps, Shoes, the Truth, the Mountain, the Moon, the Wind, the Hunter, the Knight, Infernal Helm, and then Shepherd's Curious, Chouse's Helm, Gauntlets, and Greaves. And then the Vigilant Curious, Chouse's Helm, Gauntlets, Greaves. Fate's Brand, Fate's Edge, Fate's Arbor, Stem, Imminent Vest, Spinning Tom's Anvil, Imminent Leggings, Cap, Gloves, Boots, Fate's Scours, Pensive Robes, Cowl and Hand Wraps and Shoes, Fate's Curve, Destiny's Distress, Fate's Mallet, Omniblades, Fate's Needles, Twinned Souls, Fate's Eyes, Destiny's Spiral, Elixir of Inspiration, Dowsing Rod, Compass of Fate. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of stuff. Go up, please. There we go. I don't think I'm going to be able to take all of those because I'm at 54 of 70, which means I only have 16 slots available. Limit can be further increased through the purchase of backpacks of certain merchants. Yeah. Okay, well, I took a bunch of them, so... New Twist of Fate awarded. You follow him, yeah. Ice resistance and fire resistance. Okay. Harbinger. Okay. So yeah, that'll stay there until I can actually take everything. Well, of course, the chest will stay there, but the stuff will stay in it. There should be a house. I don't know if it's in this town or if it's just somewhere nearby. But there should be a place that I can... I think I have to buy the house. But... oh. Might as well not bother with that since my inventory is full. Speaking of... the beast. Ooh. Well, that's dope. The beast is the destroyer, often thought of as the card of destruction. Fate Weavers are quick to explain that the beast indicates change rather than death. In the last several years, the beast has begun appearing in more readings than ever before. That thing looks like it has like the Diablo face on it. That thing looks pretty badass. I like it. Well, we don't need that damn thing no more, so that can go into junk. The Forge is a great sword. Instrument of Change, and its card reflects that. Those fated with the Forge bring about change or are themselves changed in sudden and often wide-reaching events. Holy crap, that thing is huge. Big old Buster sword. The Flame, I guess, is just a magical staff or scepter. Staff. Ooh, it looks more like a scythe. That's pretty cool, though. The Song is a set of chakrams. I do like chakrams. Song is often thought to be a card of hope and encouragement. In truth, most Fate Weavers read this card for what it is, an indication that those fated of the Song will live a memorable, beautiful, and short life. Oh, the Field is a scepter. Field presents an open possibility. This is a card that rarely appears to most seeking the wisdom of the Fate Weavers. It indicates that there is a choice to be made, and that the outcome of the reading reflects only one branch of that choice. Oh. Okay, well. The Beast is what I shall equip for my primary. Secondary, I have the Birch. This does ice damage. But I like those chakrams, so... going to have to figure out some stuff here. The Guardian and the Running Man. The Running Man is a card of desperation. It, like the armor crafted in its name, indicates someone in need of safety and security. The Circle of Therasin believed that the Running Man also indicated a fate that could be changed. The Guardian is the card of faith, truth, and those that stand against adversity. Those mortals fated with the image of the Guardian will stand against their foes to the end. Guardian curious. Ooh. So there's like, the Guardian is more like warrior armor, and the Running Man is more like rogue leather kind of armor. Guardian gauntlets. Guardian chouses. Shoes of lightning shield. Guardian greaves. The tower shield. Oh boy, that's a big old tower shield, and it sure is. Okay. So now we got us a full set of armor, including the helmet, and it's all nice and special and everything, which is cool. Quests, blah 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 blah. Airy the Fae. Yeah, we'll get to that at some point. Oh goodness. Oh god, yes. This is corner shop. This is like an inn, Gorhart Inn, yeah. Guard.
Believe me, the attack has me spooked. I'm not even a proper warden, just a volunteer. I'll stick to jail duty. At least there, the criminals are behind locked doors.
Oh, right. That gate over there leads to the jail. So we can't really go in there right now.
My cousin is Herc Adwald, the village warden.
Oh, warden.
You might have met him. Herc asked me to move to Gorhart to help him keep the peace. I've only been here a few days, and look what I'm up against. Red Legion, Tuatha, and bodies lying in the road. I'm off to a grand start. Our guests aren't the wickedest breed you'll find in these forests, but they're bad enough to earn a spot in my collection. Stay clear. That's an order.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so, it's getting close to 3 o'clock now, so I think it's actually time to stop for this first video.
Closed? These are the questions we all...
Yeah, my limit is, I'm at my limit here. I'm gonna have to
of these wise men exhaust you as they
either
do
sell
me?
some things or
listened to
scrap
their
them.
prayers for
Oh
too
yeah,
long.
there's
There
stuff that
are
I
other
can
voices to
use,
be
I
heard.
believe, inside the inn. Yes. And there's also a couple of quest givers, or at least one in here. Yeah, they got the dude with the exclamation point over his head. Oh, right, if I remember correctly, that's the dude from the, basically like the Warriors Guild or the Fighters Guild in this world. I don't remember what they're called. But this guy gives you a small quest to basically kind of earn his favor to gain entrance into this guild. And we'll come across them a little later on.
How may I serve you?
Katrin Alwi?
I am Katrin. Do you require my healing touch in mind, body, or both?
You can enter the service. Heal, cure diseases, lift curses. And those can happen. The curses usually come from those magical wards on chests. Some of those have curses that they can do. Yeah, you can end up infected with diseases. Yeah, you can also find potions that can lift curses and cure diseases as well. So, and I believe you can craft them, so learning how to do so would be a good idea.
The gnome's tower stands to the west. I am unable to watch while others suffer. Too many mortals have fallen prey to the Tuatha, and I could not stomach it. So I left my home in Rathir and travelled west. There are many Almain villages just like this one, yearning for peace, crying out in pain. What good are my gifts if I cannot make what is broken whole again?
Indeed.
I buried everything I was when I buried my family. That is the war's legacy for many of us. That is all I have the strength to say. Find the fair folk if you wish to learn the ways of magic. They understand this world in a way that is hidden from mortals. You will find many Fae in Dalantarth, as it is one of their ancestral homes. The forests of this region are one of those of us who live in the shadow of its canopy. This has been my home ever since. I require a nominal fee. Oh, the glorious Alfar city to magic is a natural wonder, no matter how you use it. Be safe.
Okay, well, that's fascinating, yes. And then it actually tells you if looting is stealing, the big red handprint. Oh, I guess you wanted to read a book.
Hi.
Chest that we could loot. Okay. Well, in any event, create a new save. And there's that. We just saved, it's all good. So, that was our first little adventure into Kingdoms of Amalur, the Re-Reckoning. We're definitely going to be continuing this because I really do love this game. And it was unfairly ignored by a lot of people when it first came out in its original release. But there is a small cult following, I suppose, who do see how good it is. And I'm definitely one of them. So hopefully, by doing these videos in this game, I will show people how good it is and how they should experience the adventure on their own. So please, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here, please go out, find a copy of the game. I had to get my copy from Amazon because my local GameStop was all sold out. The only copies of the game they got were pre-orders. People pre-ordered the game, they wanted it, and they didn't get any more than that. So I wasn't able to get one from the GameStop. And pretty much all of the other game stores in town, they don't really have any copies either. So, but either way, since this is a remaster, it's another one that's probably fairly cheap. So we're talking $40 at the most, if not less. Again, look on Amazon if you can't find it at any of your own local game stores. Check it out on Amazon. Go to a local game store if you have any nearby where you live. Check this game out if you like what you see. We're going to keep playing this. That'll probably be the next time on the show. I do want to finish this game because I never have. And especially with that new DLC that they're working on that I mentioned earlier. That should be released sometime next year, 2021. So we will see about that, and hopefully by the time that gets released, I will have gotten much further into this game and gotten leveled up to a point where I can actually take on this DLC. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm sure there's going to be a higher level requirement, kind of like with the Borderlands games. Whenever they have DLCs, it's like, you need to be level 30 for this, or whatever it is. I'm sure it'll be like that. But anyways, I hope everyone enjoys this video and the ones to follow. We will be playing more of this. I'm going to have to maybe look up some game guides to figure out where I can get some of these backpacks to increase my inventory space, because running out of inventory space sucks. Like I said, there's a home that you can buy, and I'm pretty sure there's a few throughout the game, throughout the map. Each of these homes that you can buy has a storage trunk where you can basically store a bunch of your stuff. So you can hang on to stuff that you don't want currently, stuff that you can't scrap to, you know, get the nice crafting materials to make better stuff. Yeah, so I will have to find one of these homes that I can buy. Like I said, I think there's one pretty close to Gorehart, so I can find that, and there may be a quest necessary to unlock it, and then maybe purchase it afterwards, or maybe it's just a quest reward. But we'll have to find that and get that going so we can store some stuff and get some stuff out of our inventory. If not, I can find a blacksmithing forge thing and scrap some of these junk items that I have, get them out of my inventory that way, and also get myself some crafting materials so I can make myself some new stuff. Although those special items that I just got out of that trunk, the special deliveries trunk, some of those special items are pretty good, so I might not be able to make anything as good anytime soon. I'll have to level up my blacksmithing, as well as some of my other skills. But either way, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll come back and watch the next one. We will see you next time for that. Be seeing you later. But thank you all, and good night.